took it upon herself to interpret the Constitution, to stretch the interpretation of the Constitution in order to expel the members of parliament whose seats were nullified. This is indeed very, very unfortunate. It has happened at the time that we are debating the budget. It has happened, members of parliament representing the people in their constituencies wanted to address themselves to this particular matter. Whether it was by design, we do not know that this particular ruling that is so shocking had to come at this particular time. Yeah, so for us as members of parliament, in solidarity with our friends, we decided to walk out. We walked out not out of mischief or misconduct, but because we know that there's something wrong with that ruling. We know that because we've been in parliament long enough to know that in the past, the previous speakers had ruled differently. And we know that there's supposed to be some consistency in the application of the law, the applications of the conventions and traditions of parliament. We are all aware that there was a recent ruling from the Constitutional Court in the Margaret Manakatwe and versus Court, where the court confirmed that the parliamentary seat will only be vacant after the final determination of the Constitutional Court. But we all know that the 9 seats that were nullified were appealed, and you know, they are in the Constitutional Court. We are therefore surprised that the Speaker took it upon herself to hand down the ruling that she did. We are still wondering what could have motivated that particular decision. So we want to state that we are protesting that particular decision, because we know that it's a decision that is not supported by law. And of course, as a party, we will sit down to look at our next move. So we first of all wanted to ensure.
All right, so Nkania Lula, and as you can see, right, a lot of MPs whose seats were nullified will no longer be attending parliament. So this is the ruling coming through from the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mrs. Nelly Mutti, and this is what's going to be happening. So people like Bowman Lusambo, no more impersonating MPs. Anyhow, welcome to Z Corner. We are here. We are your community TV station. And of course, today is going to be a very controversial day because we are going to be talking about a lot of things. We are going to be talking about the recent decision by the National Assembly Speaker. And then we're also going to be talking about the recent arrest of Joseph Malanji. Well, he was arrested for allegedly acquiring a helicopter with funds suspected to be proceeds of crime. So remember those times we were saying, guys, so apparently the big man has been arrested, and he's still in police custody at this particular moment because he's waiting for the facility to be given some, is it bail or bond? I always confuse those. You know, I'm a bails and I'm a bond. So when my lawyers, let us know. And then we're also going to be talking about Hari Kalaba. It seems the Registrar of Society has revealed that Mr. Hari Kalaba and Mr. Jewis Chabi, is it Jewis or Lewis Chabi, are not amongst the registered office bearers of the DP. So if things are happening. And then last but not the least, we are going to be talking about the president's trip to Malawi, because we all know President Hakainde Hichilema did have, or rather, yeah, he did go to Malawi. So we are going to be talking about that. So what I want you to do right now is kindly share this video. You already know the trip. You already know the business. You already know the drill. So basically what we do here is tulalanda tulavoka. So share this video. I know there's a number of you watching me. And by the way, where are my manners? How are you? How was your day? You had a very stressful day. By the way, today is what? Today is Tuesday. So Monday is always hectic. Tuesday is even way much more hectic. So I understand. So what you need to do is grab yourself some water. We are the water tribe. and just relax, sit back, relaxing, and I'm got my coffee, drink your coffee, your tea, your juice, your power. Yeah, because it's going to be a crucial night tonight. So please share this video right now on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups. So by the end of the stream, we need to have over 200 shares because that really helps the platform grow. And as usual, if you really want to be part of this live stream, you already know the drill. The link is going to be in the description box below. I can see some people joining through. Let me even pull them up because these guys are pretty sharp. So these are the people joining us. So as usual, if you really want to be part of Z Corner, use the link in the description. So I really hope you've been sharing, because before we continue talking about these things, we need to have shares. So to all the people watching us right now, I'm talking to you. Share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups. So anyhow, let's start the journey. So first of all, let me play something because we need to give you the right context of what we're going to be talking about. So this is the news from the Drug Enforcement Commission. So here we go.
To appear before courts to wait for their trial to commence. But right now I am at the Drug Enforcement Commission, and just besides me is the Drug Enforcement Commission Public Relations Officer Matthias Kamanga, who is giving us more updates as regards to the
And by the way, let us know where you're watching us from. We always ask, where are you watching us from? Come to represent your city.
Charges that they have been slapped against the 2 people. I mean, Mr. Matthias, you're live on Diamond TV News on the go. Just tell us, of course, confirming that you have arrested the 2 people, that is Mr. Malanji as well as Mr. Yamba, and the charges that you have, slapped them with.
Thank you very much. So I wish to confirm that the Drug Enforcement Commission, working with the Anti-Corruption Commission, has arrested Mr. Fredson Yamba and Mr. Joseph Malanji for allegations that date as far back as the period between the 1st of January 2020 and 31st of August 2021. Now, in the first count, that's where they are jointly charged. They've been charged with willful failure to follow the law in terms of supplementary expenditure. It is alleged that the 2 did use their positions to influence the directly or indirectly the transfer of funds to the Zambian mission in Turkey. And this is to the tune of 154,201,197 kwacha, which was transferred to the Zambian mission in Turkey. In the second count, Mr. Joseph Malanji has been charged and arrested jointly with his company, which is Gibson Power Systems Limited, and other persons unknown.
So that's basically the gist of it. Mr. Biani, how are you, sir? Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mnalula. How are you?
I am doing good. So bosses, na mamware tina ngama mwana ma helicopter tiyo abapondo abazona bari kaba bari bomba. Mwai mwena.
Awe bantu bambi bari beola sana.
Bari beola bati bari kwata amaboko yatari. What's the Bemba phrase? Bari kwata if kondo fyalepa. Mure tina abantu abakwata if kondo fyalepa. Ba boss ba fuma po pachipona. Okay, so Mwaletina na ba Faith Musonda. To mention invite. Mwaletina na ba Faith Musonda ka? Ati bari beola. But Mwaletina abantu abakwataka saka kandala maka fake. Is there any honor in that? Like for example, when somebody has got a lot of money, right? Allegedly, reportedly, to have been accumulated. Well, you already know how the cookie crumbles. Mulatina, because those times we were vocal permanent, Papa Z Kona, Bantu Varanda, Tio, bucket in the crab in the bucket mentality. Iyo mwayikwata poverty mentality. Kansha abantu vale kwampule mpia muma kofas. Mulatina nangona mule kokutina.
We knew where this thing is going. We knew. And we very, very persuaded. Isn't that mwasendere kumalasti vakamikaka. We knew where this is due.
Number boss, Mr. Bayani, mwaletina shane abantu abatababo mbele mpia legitimately. This is the same as somebody is a boxer, right? Okay, quite alright. Umuntu nimpeta ari tobasana, but takari pagumuni boxing. Can you legitimately say that these rings and these trophies, Ayama titles, they are legitimate? Umuntu ngade win a boxing if you have.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me some time back when we were still young. There were some people who were scared to say, no, if you got away, we don't know. So now they were just speaking, they never had muscles to beat us. So if someone is scaring you, it's the best what you do, just go closer. So even if whatever goes up must come down. We knew.
Exactly. So now, bosses, how does this make you feel? I really believe you are a hardworking Zambian, right? You do everything by the book. You know, you pay your taxes, you report on time, and I assume you're from, you know, working right now. How does it make you feel that you are a hardworking Zambian? You pay your taxes on time, you are a law-abiding citizen, and then there are people who are allegedly way smarter than everybody else. You know, they use dubious means to get ahead of you. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, in life there are some people who do bad things, but they do progress. It is just a matter of time, and we need to understand that we can be born in one. We can be born 5 in one family, but the way how you do things, you differ. Same apply to this. We cannot be scared about this. We knew where these people, what they were doing in the previous regime, and I think a good part now, the law is now following them, so we know where they are going.
Right.
Meaning so, whatever goes up must come down. So this, I think we just live like that.
Definitely. So how impressed are you with the law enforcers at this particular moment? Because apparently there is a genuine progression with regards to how you know, the judiciary is working and how everything is being done. Now, had we had this same situation previously, do you think we would have had culprits like these in society if we had a functioning judiciary and our law enforcers were duly doing their work?
Yeah, I think I personally am a victim because I'm coming from Southern Province. I remember last time when I went into Intercity, because I'm a Tonga, I was harassed. And that's how I joined the crew to speak Bemba. So on this one, I think...
Hold on, let me get that right. So, sir, you are a Tonga, right? And then you were forced to speak Bemba so that you can assimilate in society and just, you know, not really be sort of victimized.
Yeah, definitely. And I went to the police to report over this matter. I was not helped. So I think now I think I'm the happiest person at the moment because now I'm able to breathe. So I think kudos to the new government. Thank you very much.
All right.
We are smiling because of what is happening now. And there are a lot of people who were doing dubious ways in the last previous government. And the law, let the law take its course. And we still need more people like this one to come on board.
Definitely. And sir, how does it make you feel as a citizen? Do you feel you've got chances of progressing in life now that the playing field has been sort of leveled? There is some sort of sincerity and a somewhat leveled playing field. Do you feel you can make it in life besides being a bulldozer, besides being politically affiliated? Do you feel motivated somewhat? How has your perspective changed?
Yeah, at the moment, what I can say, I think there is a progress beyond the tunnel, and we can do better than that. When we look at the budget itself, the way it is, my mother there in Sinazongo will benefit more than the way I'm benefiting in town.
Lovely, lovely, Mr. How do I correctly pronounce your name? Mr. Beyani.
I am Siambuli Beyan.
All right, okay, I'll get back to you. So anyway, Brother Mpombo, how are you? What are your thoughts on the latest developments? Then we're going to pass it over to Mr. Simkonda. So Mr. Beyani, just stick with us. I'll get back to you.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Muna. Mr. Beyani, good evening.
Good evening.
That's good. You have emotioned me, Mr. Behani. Your experience is it's one of those 1,000 experience that we have had. Our friends from Monze, for your sake, Mr. Muna, when I wanted to do an experience to move away from Copperbelt because Kampala for me was the capital city of the world. It was not just a big city, but it was a capital city of the world. So when I moved away from Kampala, Mr. Muna, the first town where I went was Monze. I went to Monze because I had a friend of mine, Mr. Muna, who was a Tonga. And they used to laugh at him. My secondary school was a boarding school, Chiwala boarding school. So this guy, everyone was laughing at him because he was a Tonga. And I made friends with him. The first year, my first year of my secondary school at Chiwala boarding school, and we parted with this friend of mine when we completed grade 12. So I remember when I completed my grade 12, I asked to have an experience to go to Monze for my young boy experience because I wanted to move away from Kampala, where, as I've told you, it was for me it was a capital city. So what Mr. What's the name? I cannot see it here anymore. Yeah, what he has said has touched me very much. There is a perception in Zambia. It's a countrywide perception that Abatonga, because these guys they don't play too much. Abatonga they are a little bit, in any way in a couple, I'm not lying. What I'm saying, I'm not lying. And I don't want to despise Avena Kopala because Avena Kopala nganawa bepesha ulu pifektu antuba mubantuba muchirifyo wino. It's okay. So Avena Kopala, thinking of Abatonga, we thought Ribari Shishita, all those things. Because Avantuava, they were hardworking. And tabakwete filia wo clever to akwata kulia Kopala wa mona filia. Tabakwete sana So this guy, the experience he has just said now really has touched me. Anyway, apart from that, to wele kudi Hama stories yale Bamuna, today we have a lot of story. My goodness.
But they've bombarded us with tons. I don't even know where to start. So just go free flowing.
Naine shishi na pakulandira Bamuna lelo. Anyway. Mr. Bonanza, I think once having a Zambia, we know these people, they have already oppressed everyone because of the pride and because of the system. I will just say I'm going to be a bit soft. I don't want to be a bit harsh because somehow I'm also crooked and I can use harsh words. But Vamun, I think I've just chosen to be a bit soft. I think every day that passes by, we are discovering how crooked they were, and the level of harm they have caused to the country. So every time that passes by, we really continue and discover all these situations. So, Mr. Bonanza, everyone was asking, how can you buy two helicopters prior to campaign for the August elections? And he said, I'm a businessman. Nobody believed it. Everyone, we told him, it's not possible. Why didn't you buy it before? You are a businessman. No, me, I'm a business. You think born somewhere in Zambia, you are just happy because you are poor. Chachine, Mr. Muna, I am telling you, I'm one of those people who suffered this humiliation, because I think, as I told you, I'm here in Europe since 95, Mr. Muna. I don't know when you came to Europe. When did you come to Europe yourself?
2010.
So I came here in Europe since 1995. And not having 1 million in my pocket, for some of these people, it has been a source of humiliation. I don't know whether you can understand the level of humiliation we went through. You come out, I come from the airport, I don't have a car, and these guys, they have everything. You have no beautiful house, and these guys, they had mansions. And you are graduated, I am graduated, and I am graduated, and these guys, hello?
Oh, okay. I heard
I'm
the phone
here.
ringing.
Hello?
Okay, go on.
I'm graduated, and these guys, they would tease you because you are graduated, and they would tell you graduation has nothing to do with success. You know, we have suffered a lot. So what we are listening, what we are hearing, of course, today, I personally, being somehow a little bit professional, I wouldn't say victory. I wouldn't add any word. I'm just looking. I'm observing, and I'm curious to see whether all these accusations, Mr. Muna, they are going to be fulfilled, because the gentleman is not yet condemned. He has been accused. So we are waiting. Yeah, we are waiting. We don't know whether he's going to be accused, but we are waiting. Because if he won't be accused, do you know what is going to happen now at last? It's a waste. It's a waste for the Hakainde government. If this guy, with that accusation, if he's not going to be arrested, definitely, then my goodness, that will be
then
really,
this is just lip service, you know, just to make the population.
It's true, Amuna. Nga bapalushe bana nikane bana ba madamu bali palusha awabambyabo ku palusha abanga bapalusha alabaka tupela femilandu, and who is going to pay all these things? Bamuna, you understand, if you lose these cases, it's not Hakainde Hichilema is going to pay, it's the country, it's us, the nation, who are going to pay, who is going to pay the penalties. So I am not going to say I'm happy that the guy has been arrested. He's not yet arrested. He has been accused. Actually, there is no arrest anywhere. They said that they have just hold him in the police cells, pending final investigations. So that's what I'm saying this, because that's what the lawyer said. The lawyer said they asked us to offer the final document. We have given them the document, so they give us now to go and settle the matter tomorrow morning by 16 hours. So we cannot say, well, all right, things have been done. We are going to say the guy is under arrest. He is under arrest, pending final judgment. Well, we are here to wait. We are going to wait, and we'll see what is going to happen.
Definitely. And Joseph Malanji na bakwatisa ne Milan. Then futi vari
Hey.
foje ka G12.
Alawane,
Vari lepe minueva. Vari
Alaba
vipana. Vari ba crucial.
mulumendo abantu bayawina change mulumendo ngawayisa kwabantu abali kwatama disciples ka.
Of course we know how to move and we know what we're doing. It's not like we're being overexcited, Pamulabasa. We know exactly the type of people we're dealing with and what type of environment they're controlling. So we know these things.
So
but a spade is a spade.
Yeah. But Kuba Kofika careful, but we are trying to say, I would like to say, Nava Malanji Bene is a Zambian, but his actions in Gawasa stuff prove that what they are telling us is true. Then, do you know what is going to happen, Mamuna? Because if Malanji is going to be convicted, and we have other cases now pending, many other cases pending. If there will be convictions in all those cases, everyone Wamuna, they are going to point at the head of a rotten fish. Yeah, and that's what I think. Yeah, everyone now, our boss, think about it. Mr. Shani,
Bonanza.
Mr. Bonanza, but okay, telephone abeshi bene banje bere kufyati abamule mona pa picture ba ati ni ba Mr. Bonanza fish ifyati Mr. Bonanza ba likwata kasaka kandara maka parana bene besa biryabola mamone so
yeah. Anyway, Brother Oscar, we'll get back to you. Let's pass it over to Reverend Brian. Reverend Brian ni mwarao for Reverend Brian bali kwata koka something. Lero boss lero na mufwala lero ta muri 6-pack. Anyway, how are you, sir? Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mona and Mr. Victor and every one of you. Good evening.
We're good. What's your contribution to today's topics? Just go for it. Free flow.
Today's topic, I think as we said, think if you are Kulandapo. Okay, think if you are Kulandapo, and really, I pray that these cases will have a good ending, where there will be recovery of those resources. If the money that is in pockets in the hands of these politicians can be
bosses, I've got a few questions for you because you say that you are an actual reverend, right? So tell me about Christians for Lungu and the way the political atmosphere was being run in the past regime. Did you also form Utuvungwe, like Christians for Lungu?
No.
What do you think about Christianity in the previous regime? I want to hear your perspective. How do you feel Christianity was taken in the previous regime?
The politicians of today, Mona, what makes people to do all kind of things is poverty. What makes people to come up to those things? Even those cadres, they would have not been cadres on the Valeriamo. So I don't want to go in that direction.
No, but this is
most of the time,
Z Corner, and Z Corner is all about this. Pero pa Z Corner tatu fishe chinka ngamurebe, but then we need to hear your authentic opinion. You know, your non-filtered opinion. That's why people love this show.
The past regime used every source, everyone, to be there by their side. So if those who are vulnerable, for example, if I'm a pastor, I'm not doing anything. I'm depending on the offering. Any person who was available to be used by the past regime was used. Even those officers, everyone was used to their
But
advantage.
shouldn't these people
And
be able to refuse?
Christianity is that those who are Christian by faith, and those who are Christian by pretense. Those who are Christian by pretense are the one who are looking for the white. Chiluba brought a lot of issues like ban envelopes given to the churches. So every man of God feel they can only survive using going to participate in anything using what ban envelopes. That was the thing which killed Christianity in Zambia. But it's high time that the men of God will become productive, will become owners of hotels, owners of big businesses. To be a pastor does not prevent me from being a businessman. I'm a businessman myself. So when you're vulnerable, a politician can use you and finish you. So,
But I don't think it's really about vulnerability, because a lot of these churches that were used, they were like very big churches. Like a prime example, I'm not even going to, hide the truth. Pastor Sande Sinyango, he's got a very good denomination, huge. I'm sure he makes very good amount of money, but he was somewhat politically aligned. Even small pastors like Ian Genesis, for example. So in that case, why do you think we were moving in that trajectory?
being a pastor does not prevent somebody from having the president whom the father whom they prefer. So,
But for me, it's about
really,
supporting the wrong thing. I don't really mind church leaders supporting any political party, but at least you have to be thinking about the majority of Zambians. Quite all right, everybody agrees that the PF were very brutal. They were the most heartless regime. So as a Christian, if you are supporting people who are running gangs, stealing from the nation, raping women, etc., why are you a Christian? You're supporting filth. How can you be a two-faced pastor who is supporting people who are bringing a lot of damage to the majority of Zambians? How does that work?
on that one, Mr. Mona, I cannot answer, but the thing is, the Bible says you shall know them by what? By their fruits. It's not about what I call myself. It's about what I do. What are you seeing out of me? If you are to see the good tree, you see the fruits. If the fruits are bad, then I'm a bad person. So if a person was supporting the wrong thing, automatically there are wrong people. So I cannot speak, things of God, you don't go into detail. But all I'm saying is it's up to them. But the thing is, let's call a spade a spade. The wrong thing was done in the previous election. They didn't do the right thing. For example, they they divided the congregations, they divided the pastors, they divided the priests, they divided the church members, because in the church there are those who are UPND, there are those who are PF, there are those who are for DP, and now if I become, that's why political ethics or pastoral ethics does not allow me as the head of the church or as a pastor or the president of the church to I need to be neutral, because everyone, a pastor is like a chief. We're able to accommodate anybody. So, but I don't want to go in that direction. But I think it's for another day. But what my point is, my point. Let them not do so much about pastoral, because you're not pastors. So you think of the spirit, we need to be very sensitive here. So let me talk about today's the revelations of this the Malanji, and it's a bad thing that he has been arrested. We should always remember, even the current regime should be able to remember that whatever we do, it has got what consequences. It's not just about we have to do a clean game where you need to be. The Bible says we need to be harmless.
So, what do you mean? Whatever we do has got consequences? Because when you say like that, it means you don't have to go and prosecute people who did wrong things in the past. Because I keep on hearing people saying, "Yo, don't arrest anybody because you're also going to live." But a crime is a crime. If you committed a crime, you need to face the law. So, what does that mean? Whatever you do has got consequences. If they're just merely doing what needs to be done for the majority of Zambians, I'm confused.
What I'm trying to say is, the politicians need to realize that one day they will leave office, and they have to do the clean. Yeah, meaning they will leave office. In short, I'm going to say anything that they do, they have to be good to, or they don't have to leave things. For example, say you go and steal, you get way of in the expense of supplying drugs, and the expense of the people who are suffering, the orphans and the widows, and people of massive. We're not against people getting rich. If they're hard working, they're with genuine money. It's okay to have wealth. It's okay to have money, but
of course,
it becomes a crime. Yeah, it becomes a crime when you steal the public resources. Because I remember one of the one from Tanzania, the late president, who said eating corrupt money. Yeah, Magufuli. Eating corrupt money is like eating poison. Because these are the outcome, of the corrupt money. And they should able to prove to us how did they get their wealth. Was it genuine, or was or they got that money using dubious means? And this is, I also want to advise our current president or our current new dawn. Let's not have the case of like the way it happened to the former defense minister, where they arrested and they went in issue of Nole. I think it should not become part and parcel of of this regime. Let's see results. If the resources, for example, if we say, okay, this person like Awena Fef Musonda, the money she stole, this is what has happened to the money. They should not leave us in suspense. Let them come out. Okay, this is how much they recover the money, and this is where they've taken the money they've recovered. Not hearing just the arrest, and from no, because do you know that in a country in Africa, do you know it's very difficult to go to jail if you're very rich. The people who steal a chicken, like Mr. Mona, if I come and maybe I don't know if you have got a portrait at your house, I come and steal the chicken, I'll be jailed for 5 years. I'll be jailed for 10 years for stealing that chicken. Even the spoon, I steal a spoon. But these people have been stealing massive stealing. Like that money we saw from our sister Faith. That was massive money. That is so much big money. Today she's free, but you look at take some time. You go to prison. The people, if you find them, the cases that serving even the small case, just over a spoon, they're behind bars. So it's somehow we say we should not expect to have animal farm kind of leadership, where because I've got money, I've got people to talk to, I've got connection. Even one thing which will make even the new dawn, not these cases not to go far, is because the PF they planned well. If they leave office, they have left people who judicial. They have left people who even we find that my case, the case has lost, or because they have brought even the issue of computers to keep the records.
Oh, it seems we lost the Reverend. Anyway, Vayuth graduate, Kavushi graduate. Welcome to the show. What's your
Yes.
opinion?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mona, and actually good evening to the viewers out there. Today, what are we discussing about? I saw there is also a topic for Mr. Lusambo, which has been ordered not to be attending parliament proceedings.
Yes.
I think this is what I was waiting for, because I don't know in Zambia if we really take the laws or the constitution serious, because when one is being nullified, meaning you are being actually forbidden to attend the parliament proceedings. But from what I saw, this is what I say. I think if Returanda Tkuskuru, chama kuskuru koleta bakuishibe emisango bakuishibako kunganda kulya kuskuru bakakula muinako nomba ili yakuba kuskuroko waba Stalin na kunganda waba Stalin tukafirwa pa kulandirako FRS kana kapeni. I think Mr. Bowman was supposed to wait for 90 days. So even me, I was actually asking my colleagues to say, nishi nomba Muzambe nishi constitution and influence nishi batwanga shafi na nguya bashani. Cause umuntu nga bamustanalify. Sema price Mr. Mona bakwiketa na malpractice. Yaira ba banning at for 5 years tawakarembe ku examu. Mwai monaka. Nomba mu Zambia fairly change. As long as you've got money, you can do whatever you want. But you forget that where you are is because of the people that voted for you. So you're supposed to humble yourself. You shrink yourself so that as you are waiting for the court, since you have taken the issue to constitutional court, you're supposed to be home. Now, from what I've observed is like, nishinafuma court kuri tulioto na are yako bwino tulioto ma allowances. No. If only shikaidi murefu ndabana, cause inenkarasambira point. Nangu ina nebo minister, nangu na nebo MP nangu minister, nga bashitana rifai, bamfunya pokara kwa teftara, because I had that connection kaya, because some of my fellow colleagues that I used to work with in the other previous government, they are still in those offices. So I think for Mr. Lusambo, I'm not surprised, because this is what I was waiting for. That's what the law says. Ero nomba twaisa kuri
Wait, before we move on from Mr. Lusambo, I've got questions for you, since you're from Kavushi. So according to you, what's the general atmosphere for Lusambo Mkavushi? How is it? How's the atmosphere for him? Do you think if there is a rerun, he's got the capability of re-scooping the Kavushi seat, or I mean, if
Apa Mr. Muna, hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you just rotate your screen orientation? Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Apa Mr. Muna sa tena nkane, because ingawati babika mari ama baishen yapite for fine like of here for. I think Mr. Lusambo can't make it. Because the reason why he can't make it is because he actually betrayed his own people. Because I've seen a lot of different things. When he goes on a media platform, is actually called for the interview, he doesn't respond to the question. He goes his way. How can you trust such a leader? I think Parwandi Netets Bapite. Because Ngaturela Chukuba Wuro make, for night. If we run the fin, according within that circle. There are people who are called to be scientists, Mr. Monaka. They are called to be scientists because they fall within that environment. Momona. Same applies now. Parliament. They are taught the language to use in parliament. Momona. Just like we have different organizations and groups. So nomba benga baba leta ku Diamond TV ndo mfafya ma interviews file kusanonofo badebe pushapo. Babe pushefi bairoko. So, and even if Mr. Muna, you say he was given a chance, how is he going to be given a chance? A person, if he has been nullified, you can't stand in his chapwa. If you're not under never quick at an leakage, grade to value to batting to a quick at an leakage, it's either imprisonment, Nangubaku banning for 5 years that were came in Nepal. So,
according to you, Kavushi graduate, Bowman Lusambo apana babashtako neutralize at least for the next 5 years. Tefe plus 40, varine Milan duishingi sana. So number, what do you think is the next step for Bowman Lusambo, because okay, we know he's a very good mobilizer background. He's got very good tactics background, but if we look at his ranks, more patriotic front, I don't think he's that influential in the patriotic front. Plus, apaso patriotic front kuli zampe kuli ba chimba kambwiri. Although you know that there's rivalry between Bowman Lusambo and chimba kambwiri. Then he's no longer the minister of Lusaka. Nabakwatama baby mama issues, nabakwatama rent issues. So ba Lusambo chapala kwati na patara. Mune munaposhan. So who's the next best man in Kabushi constituency?
You are saying who's the next best man in Kabushi?
Yes.
The one who, I think for that one, if I say UPND candidate, maybe I think I might say before that now I think Kabushi is just quiet. And let's maybe we just wait for the same person who petitioned Bowman Lusambo. I think he's a bit active, because this is what I've been saying, that platform podium so that we under Mr. Muna history aranda origin expansion na decline yako ngatabombe ftunduri fire twice apa decline yako decline ya kingdom yako elishan. So that's why I think Mr. Kanyengo is just fine. He's just fine. Yeah, I think he has even started mobilizing himself ground.
All right, so Kabushi, can we do something that has never been done before? Who are we going to endorse as Z corner / Kabushi constituency? Because we've got a lot of people who watch us from Ndola. I was checking the analytics on Z corner. We've got over 20,000 people who tune in from Ndola. So our voice really does matter. So I'm sure you're not going to be very busy in the next coming weeks. You should find time to come on Z Corner. We have a discussion, because we actually are very influential in Ndola. So if you're going to have the time, you can come to Z Corner. We're going to have a conversation, let the people know what your next moves are, and just basically talk to people. Social media is very influential. I'm sure you've already understood what happened in the presidential election. So do not underestimate Z Corner and what we can do. So Bakabushi graduates, who are we endorsing? Olofes Mutonton Kanyepo. Muyasuka.
First in Tonton Kanyepo. And now there are just a few questions which I want to say about Reverend Brian. I think Mr. Muna, you asked the question about Christians for Rungu. Yeah, Christians for Rungu. I think the way that ministry was dissolved, new government, we don't want a minister of religious, because if a minister, it's actually a political party which appoints that minister, more for religious. So Minister Musonda, it is very easy to influence Badiama churches area. You know, we have different mother bodies of churches, and we also have different terminologies, not different denomination. No for to assume. I think Reverend Akareteri Ariati, Shima Pepo Yarifiati Ena, our Rukuteva Kumusambirisha. Eba kumutwaira abana kusukuru enensto yakwe yakubombera feresali then nango yabefyo bashima popo ali kwateka kwenkoko bachita kwenshaka rofo yali. No, the reason is simple. Ama churches, they have turned into business often in Garanda, because if you remember very well my Bible, I think the Reverend baransumisha aba akari intakwali kwa wachulire, because akari kwa rifat aberenga fiechebo arekoresha afena abantu mwafa Mr. Munate nomba fueru kutamuchechi ni kwa kumulisha nokutwara abana ku masukuru nangu kwafa ku masukuru nomba ifires kafya kwa ili after bayipanga fija abenga ama pastors bali sabashita influence nempia, because ili arena ama churches yali kwe minister wa lero rekeshapo bamaye ba lero rekeshapo nomba tufuire twapshabushe minister o ichumusonta ni nani, because president abo wa parts. So yari ama government appointees ife para minister sha yefume kufipani sona basumaili bali na PF. So now, if when if Munimbi, if you have a niche, you don't need a bakateka beswara pep. Awenga bali so ministers who are religious affairs. Filafine ngatuariko preference kana ifanga mwanza monati Christiani for Hichilema. Meneni irenga bapanga akabungwe kalya akabungwe kakala kontora ma churches. You can bear witness with me, Reverend, that there is this NGO, that Church Association of Zambia, that is CHAZ. That is an organization. That organization was actually formed by the bodies of the churches, by Sapamofo Kara Fuirish. Now, inga mu religious mu minister Kara kontora mafiazi ama church. And twalikwata wontofu twasuminamo, each bias day balikwatofu basuminamo. Bathri kwali kwatofu basuminamo, ba Jehovah's Witness balikana. So inga twakwata fida mukarasa ngati minister kula basta inter ofo mwali mwena ma brown envelope ma church yakwe, but there was a minister who was controlling nombene nga naye pisha ba mu church barapera offering barapera na tithe ba minister nchibene mdara magozo bali fura fesha free because ama churches yali kwata ma bodies are rekesha like ba SDA bali kwata ma rules basuminamo ne finto pachita na bapente bali kwata nombenga makwata omuntu erorekesha pali fiance nga mwamubika minister nishita pali nishama churches nichimo mwabika ma political parties efina mwali amuna twa imunyu tonta twafwa iroko bika po minister of religious because nishiko na ule fironga nino efingi FRS ka shibenga ba reverend baransuminisha but naishi.
Okay, good. We're not going to get into that because there's let's give opportunity to more people to chime in. So thanks, Bakabushi graduate.
Ninda bako one thing.
Yeah, Bakabushi na mwenomba mwarashu pechpanda. Anyway, summarize 30 seconds, Tien.
Kuri imbi Mr. Muna yimwachirange yaba bakitwe niba Malanji bekete
Malanji. Okay, kuri ba Malanji we will get back to you, Bakabush. We'll get back to you soon. All right, so anyway, let's pass it over to Brother Simukonda. How are you, sir? Good evening, and yes, tell us your opinions. Brother Simukonda, you can unmute yourself. Yes, you can go on.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Muna. How are you?
I'm good. Just call me Muna. Muna is fine.
Hello.
Process.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, sorry I joined very late, but I'll comment maybe a few on the Kabushi member of parliament. Oh. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Pali ba bulldozer bakundola kukabushi. Yeah, for the Mr. Bowman Lusambo, I think what I can say is that first of all, let me talk about the PF itself. PF ngatabawe in that Kabushi constituency, or most of this my member of parliament. But what they used was money. So them bashira tontonganya tingana bakwate mpia shashire mpia watu bali twibira former citizen ba Mzambia batwibira nokusambukula tufolisha nokwambukula tushita. So that's why bashire nullified. And then two Bowman ngabaisa like on the I think I watched last time, I think today was ku Radio Phoenix, I think in the morning. Yeah, I think when we are choosing, especially us citizens, I think first of all, before we pick someone as a maybe a representative, first of all, we have to analyze. Uyu muntu akaya tuiminina komu parliament, because looking at Bowman Lusambo in terms of analyzing issues, it's 0 out of 10. So I felt for the Kabushi people there. Bowman cannot analyze any issue in parliament. What he knew just was beating people, those my vulgar language. That is what I can say on Nankana. And then, as a ZCon, I think there's a question that you asked to say, which candidate are you going to endorse as a Z corner? I think what I can say, let those people who stand in Kabushi, let them come on this platform so that as Mr. Muna, we have to interview these people. We have to ask questions.
We
They have to tell us
them.
what they want to do for Kabushi.
They have to
then
be
from
grilled.
there now we're going to analyze now. Sorry?
No,
yes,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying they have to be interviewed.
Yes. They have to come here so that we know, okay, this person. Yes. Then from there now we're going to say it's not about the UP and PF, but we want those candidates to come on this platform and explain
it's about the best
so that when as a Z corner, yes, let the best candidate win and read Kabushi, not the former. No. Then that's the person that we are going to endorse as a Z corner, so that we know that when this person goes to parliament, is going to present us, not like what used to happen especially for Butane, those my previous member of parliament. So we don't want that. We don't want someone to go to parliament to just go and say, no. We want people to go there, analyze issues there, and stand for the people of Zambia, because that's the reason why we are sending these people into parliament. I think that is what I can say for now on the
all right.
Kabushi.
That was fire. Thanks, Brother Simkonda. So anyway, let's pass it over to Brother Moses. Then we're going to take it over to Brother Jason. So, Brother Moses, unmute yourself. Then give us your unfiltered opinion.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Muna, and good evening, panelists.
Good evening.
Thank you. Although I've come late, I would just like to tackle on the issues which I've found on the floor there. One, I heard of Christian Forungu, where the one from Kawoshi, activist, was tackling. I think on this one, the new Dawn did well not allowing or appointing another minister for Christian. That board for Christianity is just okay, because that board, for those people who represent that board, are really Christian. They formed this from different churches which came together and made that board. So I think on that one, we cannot have a politician to be appointed on that position, It is prudent the way it is now. On Bowman Lusambo, that's number 2. For him, I heard, although I had no time today to follow up more on what was going on in Parliament, but I heard like Speaker Mutti, I chased this man out of Parliament. If it is real, the true thing, I know panelists there can help me to agree on this one. I don't want to talk about something that is not true. Is it true? It happened? Then I can go on there. Someone to help me?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
But Moses.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
But Moses, anyway, but go on.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. You see,
all right, it seems we've lost Moses. Anyway, Brother Jason, give us, unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening, Muna.
Good evening.
Evening, fellow panelists, and good evening, viewers, wherever you are watching us from. I think I'll just come with my unfiltered comment, picking from the issue of the Christian Forungu. One of the things actually, which I praise 887 to take a bold stand, is the removal of religious affairs, because it did no good to Zambians at all. Because religious affairs actually, instead of it standing for the Zambians to begin fighting corruption, actually, it was a tool which PF used to sugarcoat Zambians on a lot of issues. It was something that the PF, the Creeks, used actually to prevent most Zambians to ask critical questions, because whenever we wanted to ask questions at Kuma national prayer and whatever, fasting and whatever. You know, one thing like Brother Moon, I always say, I'm a politics, see, they are politics. And the church is church. But we are not saying we should just scrape off church completely from being part of politics. Because actually, in my personal view, it should be one of the ventures we can use to give checks and balances to the government. Secondly, the Religious Affairs Ministry, the Christian Folungu, they failed to face the traditional leaders on a number of issues which are actually not taking our countries to develop. They failed to meet the traditional leaders. So what is the point of maintaining the Christian for whatever and the like? So on that one, for me, it's a thumbs up to HH. Now, what I want to say is, politics, I think, is all about delivery. So now, one of the things actually that has killed Africa and that has put Africa in a baby cry mode is because we Africans, or let me say, the African politicians actually, they have failed to understand that politics or governance is more or less like running a business. It is a business where critical decision, Brother Moon and the fellow panelists, are required, so that at the end of the day, we maximize on the outcomes, on the desired outcomes of the game. But Mwalasango Kwewati, the majority individuals that we have in politics, Brother Muna, they don't understand what we are talking about. They go into politics, or because they want to be fame, they go into politics. We hear them say, "Akchua panga kwendarama, kaima politics emlindarama." But one thing they forget is, actually, when you go into a politics, when you are endorsed to represent a particular constituency, when you are endorsed to represent a country, it is a task. You are more or less like a board member. When you go into parliament, you should start talking about the issues that can actually move this business, which is called the nation, a sovereign nation, to another level. How much are we going to maximize? How much are we going to change things? But Mwalasanga, Tifkamria Brother Muna, you know, there is too much childish in that August house. Yeah. Like the other brother with the grasses was saying. So this is where now the church has to come as a counseling part. Because if we refer to the Bible, you know, actually, whenever there was a king, there was always a prophet to advise. So the church has to come on board to advise. The church must be on board to castigate issues which are corrupt. Now, but David rebuke to say, how can you get somebody with only one cow when you have thousands of them? But what did we witness for the Christian forum? There were people actually being used no kulanda pofimo na ba prophet aba kubosha mamona. Now what happened? If you take a what now, they started routing, they shielded the routers actually. Look at what is happening. Though I don't have to go very far, but maybe I'll comment on the Malanji issue. So, Brother Muna, what is needed? What is needed for the African politician, in particular the Zambian politician? They should bear in mind that when you go into politics, actually, you go there as a manager of a particular constituency. You are there as a manager of a particular ward. You are there as a manager, actually, of a particular nation, of which you are required to make critical decisions so that you deliver for those people who employed you. We are the stakeholders. That's why I'm becoming to love HH, because you know he's always emphasizing the issue of you guys. You should always remember that we are servants. We are not bosses. And there are people actually who are holding us accountable. But look at what has happened to us Zambians, Brother Muna. If we were parents to alishishitako somehow, because baratutinya ngabachita joining ngabachita kateo na bakapokola basa na mkutuma who should be part of us actually defending us when we raise sensitive issues. Mwamonaka, they forget to say they are held accountable to us as the stakeholders. If it is a company, I'm the owner. They should report at the end of the day, you know. And they are subjected to my questioning to say, is DF bafumishe? How did it work? Is DF eraser? What are the plans do we have? How are we going to change some of the things? But Mwalasanga Brother Muna, what happens? Like in Gefine Turelanda, that's why Brother Muna, me, as you can see, me, I'm a Pentecostal, stand Pentecostal, but I've decided to be part of politics. Because politics in Africa, they are called dirty because we have got people who are dirty upstairs there. Believe me, you Brother Muna, somebody actually who is patriotic enough, there is no way you can be amassing huge sums of money, investing kumafialo kumbyuko kuma Dubai. You are building other people's country, honestly speaking. Ichibe mbachitira takabushi. Kasengulopo kekere, meaning you should make sure that where you are, it is the first place that you should clean. There is no way I can go and start cleaning in my neighbor's surrounding when my own surrounding is dirty. So that is where it is apparent to say, are these guys normal? Are these guys okay? So we are saying, one, we the electorate, I'm sure we lack some information on who a politician is supposed to be. Who is this politician to us electorates? And the politicians themselves, they have missed it all, Brother Muna. They go into politics in order to abuse power. They go into politics in order, I don't know if it is to become a celebrities na masters. That's why I concur with what that other brother was saying, like I always talk about. There is need for some background check. Even if somebody is aspiring for a certain position, there is need for a background check whereby by sending a cover vigilante but if background. So that if it means to disqualify, adopt, disqualify based on the information which is corrected. Because that took taking at the time to analyze what kind of a person is this. Ni chakolwa, ni kabwa, la, nishan. But all because somebody is got influence. Now, what sort of influence does this person has? Is this the influence which is going to be positive actually to the building up of this country? And there is a today is a kako. Ababe I'm a panelist forever there is a panel. That's why I say, you guys, you should always plan to aspire to be a candidate in the future so that those points we are able to articulate on air, we are able to take them in that August house, rather than we are pushing people actually who don't have ideas, who don't know how to make critical decisions actually for the development of the country. So, in my conclusion for this submission, I'm saying by HH and the government, I'm sure they have a very big task. One, they should bear in mind that they have a task to do. They have a task for socio-economic order. They need to merge economic restoration with social control. Because if you feel but politics. Ali papo muntu ala sangwa politics. Why can't we emulate from the developed countries and be able to duplicate in our countries? No, but if we no, niba boss na bakwata so na so. I think I submit Brother Muna for now. I will
right.
comment on other issues.
Brother Jason. So Bakabushi wanted to say something about Bajo Malanji before we move on to Levy and we move on to the next panelist. Bakabushi, give us rapid fire number 90 seconds so that everybody can have a rotation, everybody can have a chance. So not if you're kokola sana Bakabushi.
Funa chavo kulanda pali Bajo Malanji. But since he was the minister, according to Hichilema mpako kuma petitions ya opai issue of a grade 12 certificate. Kairi grade 12 certificate yaba kwati ni passport. Ngawa ya mubasi we muntu ngata ukwete tickets bara kuipisha ukwerere shanyi ufumine shanyi uliana sa wendele na shanyi. So for that issue I think na yena ye ingirene milandu shikosele kono kosako. Now I would wonder ukwete grade 12 certificate takwete chop olo manje takwete certificate ya na kwata chopo ukwete takwete if rangati kuraba feni dero bali so no mbalango ba inma minister nimbe kuturera ndalimbe kudaba bali kwata certificate tatwishibe bwino but mirandu ko shafe umulandu Mr. Mulandu so firafine because those are laws of justice. So uli wonsana ngumtwala mu mushani tafuiro okufura bali okufuwa ilikisha efira turandazi muri wami ama prison ya Mzambia cause na wata wishi kutuwa isara mune stako donate shirendera mu girlfriend wenu mwashita ko utuma be mwatwala ku ma prison facilities ngosta wishi wofo bule chamairo so yaba Malanji ilifia kumfira fine na engisha esta investigate badeki. I think ne ya grade 12 unakuna afuafe ya kawafe na yena so that by the twaishwa buno so that grade 12 certificate so kwa tamaya imbitukare private akwete use kairi bali ya wina banesta okwete paper wa win so food school ulinga zamka bukonomba ena uliara wina chanyi nemba tinde turukshanshu winine so eshe milandu tufire tu areke sharp but yo baba birat babe kata inekuna randa vya justice has to prevail and we want good ending results tatulefwa afya papenati yo shanyi uiba mataba mulamukaka mbatu uibe pie shingi tamukaka so ndefi musanda ifina iranda tulefa chimbulule milandu shakwe ba Malanji ngakuba abekata na ndefi musonda kuba amwikata naye so ila shida grade 12 tatwalinyanzirepo because twalikwata grade 12 certificate so tufuire twaishwe nga yata yabombe nga tayabombe imbira ifwe nga tatwita grade 12 certificate ila twakwete tu BS pa desk nimbira ifwe nga twalista kona ngukali trade nga twalista kona ifo tudeke so Mr. Muno fana shakwa ande but ilo babengisha mu sales ilifya bwino basta investigate uli wonse muina kuluwa omuntu nga bakusanga ati you are not guilty you are free firafini yapo bambibesa pena myako firafini baranda na rasta so ilifya bwino for fin but ya grade 12 na yena twire twa yumfikisha bwino.
All right, Bakabushi to Atasha Sana. Anyway, let's pass it over to Levi Musende. How are you, sir? And by the way, gentlemen, now we're going to do the rapid fire thing where I'm going to be asking specific questions and you're going to have about 90 seconds so that we keep the show interesting and so that we can rotate and give everybody an opportunity to watch. But before we go on to talk to Levi, I just want to remind the viewers to kindly share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups because it does really help us get motivated. So if you are kindly watching us via Facebook, please share this video right now on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups because it really helps us get motivated. So anyhow, rapid fire session. So Brother Levi, what do you think about Harry Kalaba and the DP? Because it seems, according to the information coming from the Registrar of Societies, right, he's not really one of the office bearers. So if you were Harry Kalaba, what would you do?
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, this thing, Mr. Harry Kalaba was supposed to take any interest when that lady was trying to squeeze him, to push him against. He should have, he was supposed to call those guys so that they agreed to say, okay, even if I'm not an office bearer who is registered by the Registrar of Society, let's sit down and agree as a team. And like where he was going on media and start saying bad things about those guys, because those guys, he knew what was at stake in their party. But Mr. Hari Kalaba decided to go against on what those guys had agreed. I think in a nutshell, so that the few words I can talk concerning.
Right. So
this
if you were Mr. Kalaba at this particular moment, would you continue impersonating yourself allegedly, reportedly as
No.
the DP? What would you do? Would you step down? Would you let the other people run the political party, or you just continue standing as the DP president?
Yes, I would step down and just become an ordinary member in the party, so that if people still want me to be the president, they'll still vote for me and stand in the next election. I think that is a fair thing to do, because at the moment he's got nowhere to go. Whether he takes these guys to court, he'll still stand to lose, because he's not part of office bearer for that party. I think in a fair way, he should just step down.
Right. So why do you think Africans have got a tendency of clinging onto positions? Even party level of his own. Maybe let's bring in Brother Jason. Maybe Brother Jason has got a better perspective, because we might be speculating. I don't know. So if you can comment about this, Brother Jason, you can unmute yourself. Meanwhile, Balevi,
Africans, we believe once you've got power, you are able to control everything. These guys, they know that once Bad leaves office, they still stand a better chance. And it's like they are seeing the ball in front of them. That's the reason why many people would want to cling on to. And the other thing, people have money. These guys are sponsored by people who want to become investors in the future. So they know once I'm at the helm of power, I'll still have got power to control and use that money. I think in a nutshell, those are the few words I have for this comment.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Brother Levy. So now let's pass it over to the next person who's going to come through here. So who feels like receiving the... all right, Moses, give us your take on the DP situation.
Yes, on DP situation, that is Hari Kalaba. I think the best thing is to step down. And these people, I think it is a disease in Africa and Zambia. Just because you have money, then you have some cartels to push you to be on that position without following the law the way it should be. No, we should desist from that. Let him step down, resign, and have a convention. That convention, I think, can come up with the idea of voting a person who is capable to take charge of this political party. That's the way things should be. Let not boast because somebody has worked home affairs, whatever. Through looking at that experience, every party or an organization have got rules to follow. Better we humble ourselves and follow the right procedure. In that way, we even mean well when we become leaders in the future. I thank you.
All right. Okay. So, Wakabushi graduates, in this particular case, right, we have a situation where Registrar of Societies, then Futi, according to people leading the presidents, and then there's a clash. What's the solution? 90 seconds and less, then we'll pass it over to Brother Oscar.
I think the best solution is just to step down, because you're not listed among the office bearers. Because even me, there's actually an organization which we are creating. But if I'm not among the office bearers, meaning Nishimota party, because even in Avantwara court, Bakaya constitution, I have to go through the constitution. So no matter which we are trustee, so the best way is just to resign, chap, because he's not among the office bearers. So te tukaka tile chindu cha kwa taulipo no kwa wemwini. Te watu weba tilimbini wa sekretari and katenda saka kwa tingana kwa tempia urefu aromba bano bambo papato kubomfya banobe area mu Bible ulia umwa ichari for mukurambe kwa tsuku muchinzika because of something in Darama. So I think Wakalaba just have to resign, chap. I don't know baba say election as party president because they were among my office bearers, but they found. So bera tuchita so abantu apa means.
All right. Okay, Wakabushi. Let's pass it over to Brother Oscar. Brother Oscar, what do you think? So there is this thing known as the MCC where people can vote for a president. So do you need to be an office bearer in order for you to be the president of any political party?
Well, I think the Democratic Party has the party regulations, and according to the party regulations, Mr. Harry Kalaba was not fit to become the president without the consent of the office bearers and the like.
So basically, the office bearers have to sort of put that stamp of approval in order for everything to be legit.
Yes.
Right? So this is why there's a clash between the two facets.
And those people, especially the lady, which, if you can remember, Mr. Mona, I said that I think, well, not to you, but I posted one of the posts in the UPND. I said, I think we need a lady like that girl, that woman who was a vice. I think it was a vice in the DP party. That lady, there, very good lady. She speaks very well English. She has a very well of really giving points. And I thought we need. Imagine Vamuna. I was thinking that one was fit to become the minister of information. Imagine Vamuna. Now this is like a violative. That was fit. She was fit to become a minister of information. A minister of information. Madam Toakwata, which I respect. She's a good woman, but I don't think myself she's capable of holding that position. Anyway, so Hali Kalaba made a mistake. Just as Mudiva deep party it's the same thing. The battle is the same thing. The only thing is that Mudi party X party DP condition DP yabachimba kambwirira ila party
NDC NDC yabachimba kambwirira
exactly ila NDC tatwaishwa but Milanda poshfikile because case yaba NDC it is much longer than the case of these guys. But in case it has been solved. We don't understand why case yaba NDC up to now we don't have the solution. Anyway, in any case, Varima surrogates Vava PF. Harikarawa, to us understand, was a surrogate Vava PF. DP President, ex-President, Honorable Chishimba Kambwiri was a surrogate of PF. Oro tuina kuimbika tuishe tina lumbra tonse wa munia zuru bonse varia surrogates. Vali vapere pako vati uyu mulumendo vedeshinari yako vati Hakainde Hichilema vakamume munkonso akapone munkonso takakwatia mako mulumendo nomba kwena ninshimbi. I think that is my position, Mr. Mona. These guys, they tried all the best. Hari Kalaba was one of those guys, the facts, and
all right. I think somebody is calling you, Brother Austin.
Sorry?
I think you're receiving a call. So anyway, let me just play this clip so that people can have a perspective of what we're talking about. So hold on, then we'll get back to talking.
Confusion has emerged in the Democratic Party as the Vice President Judith Kabimba has expelled Party President Harry Kalaba for acting outside the party's constitution and for bringing Patriotic Front members into the party. According to Ms. Kabimba, her and Mr. Justin Konge are the registered office bearer of the party and not Mr. Kalaba, hence the decision to fire him.
Also, that he is not a registered office bearer of the Democratic Party. I think I must say that cohabiting is not marriage, isn't it, colleagues?
In Zambian law, no
In
matter how long
Zambian
you
law,
cohabit,
no matter how long you cohabit with a person, it
cannot
cannot be translated into marriage. So the DP and Mr. Kalaba were simply cohabiting, and we call it quit. Also advise that Mr. Kalaba is hereby expelled from entering the Democratic Party Secretariat henceforth.
She adds that Mr. Kalaba has been appointing members of the former ruling party, the Patriotic Front, into high party positions, which she says will not be allowed.
Because how on earth can a person bring criminals who the people of Zambia rejected into the party, and you appoint them against the constitution of the party to the highest body? Isn't that sabotage?
With regards to the future of the DP party, Mr. Nkonge had this to say.
Beginning from now going onwards, Madam Judith Kabemba will act as the national chairman of the Democratic Party, and I will, as Justin Nkonge, will act as the Secretary General and the National Treasurer of the Democratic Party, and I'll be deputized by Evans Chilambwe.
And Mr. Nkonge has charged that Mr. Kalaba has been receiving monies from international donors, which only he knows how he's been spending it.
Mr. Kalaba has been receiving money from donors without accounting to anyone. He is the only one who has been receiving money from the party that we've suffered for, and is the one who has been deciding. We don't know where he gets the money. He knows alone. He's the one who receives. And in fact, part of the issues are that we are also disciplining for financial indiscipline.
Meanwhile, Deputy National Party Secretary Precious Silungwe says she will not respond to the sentiments made by Ms. Kabimba and Mr. Nkonge, but that in due course, a response will be provided.
We would like to inform the party membership and general public that the leadership, through an emergency meeting that was convened to address the dual issue of insubordination, has today, 19th October 2021, resolved to place Ms. Kabemba and Mr. Nkonge on suspension, pending a disciplinary hearing.
Meanwhile, Mr. Kalaba has not responded to the expulsion, but information reaching the media is that he will hold a press briefing Tuesday to give his position. Prudence Jota, reporting for Kamni TV News.
So that's news coming through from October. So until then, this is the recent development where the Registrar of Society has, actually said that the two office bearers are those stated, people. So anyway, I just wanted to hear your brief explanation. I don't know if anybody has got, Brother Jason, any addition?
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother Muna. I think there is too much confusion in DP because things are not spelled out. Like the other, I don't know if it was Kabushi graduate who has to say, how come residence was endorsed upon Ali Kalaba? What were the agreements? Because I'm sure I had a recent interview, I'm sure I just forgotten where Madam Kabimba was called. They said that DP actually was formulated in 1991. But me, I came to know of DP, I'm sure, in the late 2000 and, is it 17, 18, somewhere there. So I can't say much about the confusion, but personally, in my personal view, if I were Ali Kalaba, because actually Ali Kalaba has been traded by DP, so the best I can do, because if it takes much time, and I'm sure if there are people who are listening to this, if it's going to take much time staying into the confusion, these people are going to finish him up. So the best he can do is let him step down, let him relinquish his position, And I'm sure he has the better position to formulate his own party. That's all. He has the better position to formulate his party. And going back into the field and start mobilizing. Because if it's going to take time, I don't know what is going to happen. Because those guys are claiming they are the office bearers of the party. And Hari Kalaba was just cohabiting with that party, was appointed. I heard Madam Kabimba was saying that the highest position in DP was it was a Secretary General when they were looking for a president. That's how they approached the Hari Kalaba and the like. But I don't know what the agreements were. But looking at the confusion which is in DP, I feel personally it is better that the big man steps aside and quickly comes up with his own political party, because Hari Kalaba, as I know him, is still going to maintain the populacy that he has on the ground. So the best is, if they were unable, those Judith Kabimba and the other gentlemen, if they were unable to market the party, what can make Hari Kalaba to be scared? Just to leave those guys alone, and finish their own matters, and go by himself, come up with his own political party, and rebrand that new political party. That's what I can say, Brother Muna. I don't have much to say about this confusion.
All right. Okay, gentlemen. So now we're going to get back to the the Speaker of the National Assembly's decision, because there's obviously people who've got different thoughts about this. A lot of people are saying, last time Margaret Mwanakwato and Charlotte Scott, this is what happened previously. The people who were nullified, they were still able to maintain their seats and still attend parliament. But what has changed is the Speaker on the right path, or maybe she's being political. So, but before we jump into that, right, let's first of all listen to the ruling.
The privilege given to a member to continue to hold his or her seat ceases. Holding the seat means to continue to enjoy the privileges of being a member of parliament, which include attending the sittings of the House and receiving emoluments in that regard. The application of the law, as espoused above, ensures that a member does not draw benefits of being a member after a court of competent jurisdiction has nullified his or her seat. For a member to do so would inevitably amount to unjust enrichment. By the same token, in the event that the Constitutional Court on Appeal reverses the decision, the decision of the High Court to nullify his or her seat, a member will be entitled to be paid emoluments he or she would have earned during the period he or she was waiting for the appeal to be considered. This is a more practical application of the law, rather than following up a member of parliament for emoluments he or she would have earned from the time of the decision of the High Court to the time of the decision of the appeal by the Constitutional Court, in the event that the appeal is unsuccessful. In short, the determination of a petition as envisaged in Article 73(4) of the Constitution is the determination by the High Court, which applies to situations where an aggrieved party appeals or does not appeal to the Constitutional Court. In view of the foregoing, it is my considered view that Mr. B.C. Lusambo, MP, is out of order to remain in the House after the nullification of his election by the High Court. Further, honorable members, in view of my ruling, all members of Parliament whose election was nullified by a decision of the High Court, whether or not such decision has been appealed against, shall forthwith not take part in any parliamentary business. Only those who will be successful in their appeals in the Constitutional Court will be allowed back in the House and take part in Parliament business. I thank you.
Lusambo too. Ndukalile wanu.
So that was what happened earlier today. So what does this mean for the political environment in Zambia? And what are your thoughts, gentlemen? Because we are having mixed emotions from people across society. You know, a lot of them are saying, for example, Dixon Jerry says, I beg to differ, Madam Speaker. So he therefore goes on to list the reasons why he thinks the speaker, Madam Speaker was out of order and her ruling was sort of, contrary to what is supposed to be done. So I hope you gentlemen had the time and the privilege to read Dixon Jerry's article. And yeah, what are your opinions about this particular proclamation? So who's gonna go first? Anybody? Who's gonna tackle it? The Reverend, now we can sana ziuko. You want to tackle this one? Do you think she is? Okay, let me rephrase it. Because what does this entail for the Zambian political scene? All the MPs whose seats were nullified will no longer be attending parliament until their appeal has been sort of okay, we've got feedback going on. Who's that? Okay, I see Kabushi graduate. Go on.
Okay, Mr. Mona, this is what we have been saying. In Zambia, I think a lot of rules and constitution were actually being stepped on. Apo it's clear, natumona ba Madam Speaker nababerenga n'abakooti nga kairi. Na mu Bible fyofwaba nga watarikana n'omuntu mu kotingire ichebo ekyala kulwirako. So na ifwe ni constitution itwirako. Problem mu Zambia twalitemu efintu ifyakwebati mukyakalomo twashaire constitution okay nilisa bayipangire constitution yo tenyu donya tuleko nkani efyalemba. So ba Madam Speaker, he was actually right. Just like I said, when you are found with a malpractice, you are actually expelled from the school, or maybe you have been found with anything, maybe it might be offensive weapon, then you are suspended from school until further notice. So that until further notice. So I think Madam Speaker walifyo muntu ali kustana lifai ule elienda lama nama no tutuma na nkantuma allowances no endalama beta shashabomba ko fimbi, so that it is also a lesson na kuli bambi mweba timwe fya malpractice fya kuchitachita ama MP kaili twalishibwa nga mwapitana ngo juri na makampeni mweba mbita mwikala fya washita kwefu so chimona leakage iwe twakweka leakage ukalemba kwa after 5 years tatufire tule kumonana pa school nomba Mr. Mona banje bachinsha kalembe ko exam nga pa school panshin karaya ko fyo munguru fya pendesha bananzawe oro musebanya no kubo. So at least limbinga barabe bakono kubeba ko ne tetsi nje kono ku parliament oko nshibati bacharabe. So iyo ine rifyo bwino ba speaker balifyo bwino Madam Speaker, she was right because she quoted to say all the members that have been nullified, it is actually the High Court which nullified their seats. It's not just an individual or the government, but it's the High Court. So there, she was also respecting the decision of the High Court. That's why their seats were nullified. So how can they continue? Because if their seats was not nullified, I think they could have been free in the parliament. No one could have questioned them. But because their seats were nullified, what does it mean to be nullified? Same as the examples which I actually gave. When your seat is being nullified, same as for those who are in high school, you have been caught with something, or maybe during your exams, or maybe once your results have been come out and say you have been found with this and this and this, they'll start investigating. Then they'll hold your results. Once you are free, they'll return those results. So same applies to these MPs. Once your receipts they are nullified, it's the High Court. It's not an individual or us citizens. No, we have no right, because some of us we haven't studied even law, so we know nothing about it. But it's for the High Court. So the actually the speaker, respects the High Court. And I was even asking myself, why hasn't he come with this decision? Because there are these people, they were even bragging about never had instanalifying but mukoti mu parliament in desangwa no tuma allowances in their poker. We are fooling Zambians. So if you understand that, I think this constitution should be interpreted in all languages so that everyone starts understanding each chap. So it felt, you know. So she was good.
All right.
That's her job.
Reverend Brian Wadia, what's your take? Then we'll pass it over to Brother Simkonda. Unmute yourself. Now
Hello?
it's the boy is in your hands now. Give us your opinion.
Yes, yes. My opinion. The speaker, I think, was wrong because already you know when you file the Constitutional Court has not ruled on this case. Yes, Lusambo was wrong, but he has appealed. So she was not supposed to. What she was supposed to do is the ruling from Constitutional Court. She was supposed to declare the seat of Lusambo and others vacant. She didn't have that authority. It is the Constitution. The Constitutional Court is supposed to rule because that person has gone to court to seek the interpretation of that nullification. So he has appealed. He's under the protection of a Constitutional Court. It's when the Constitutional Court rule say yes, indeed you lost based on such and such a thing, is when she can now have powers to announce to the Parliament that the seat of Kabushi is now vacant, and the Electoral Commission of Zambia is supposed to prepare the to go for by-elections. I think that's how I look at it.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Reverend Wadia. So, Brother Simkonda, then we'll pass it over to Brother Moses. Brother Simkonda, give us your quick thoughts. All right. We kind of lost him there. Brother Moses, it's your turn. Do you think the speaker's ruling is out of order or it's in order?
My opinion will go like this. I think she was in order. The reason is when Lusambo appeared in the court and the seat was nullified, the following, is it the following Tuesday or Tuesday, Lusambo appeared in the parliament and Madam Speaker did nothing. It's like she had no idea, like this article 73 or 4, which today she came up with. So she had given herself time to go and study, find out what she should do. Yes. So the ruling, I think, following this article, it was just okay. Although we are still waiting for another ruling from the Concord. But according to what I've heard, the statement is just quite clear. And in addition, I've seen some other MPs who were also petitioned and their case was in court. Some of them were not even appearing in that parliament. So it's like there must be a difference between Lusambo and the others. I rest my case.
All right. So, yes, I do somewhat side with what Brother Moses said, because the speaker initially, when this fracas happened, right, she reserved her thoughts and her ruling. She said she was going to do further introspection and she was going to, consult and do everything that needs to be done. So today is the only day after all this time that Bowman Lusambo and the likes were impersonating MPs. This is when she came back. I'm sure she did her due diligence, and if she is wrong, she could probably get sued. So I'm sure she's confident that they are right. But anyway, that's just me. And what do I know? Brother Simkonda, then we'll pass it over to Brother Jason. Brother Simkonda, give us your opinion.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, on this matter for the Mr. Bowman Lusambo and the other, I think I think it's all two weeks ago. That's when I think the one who raised the point of order, I think was the member of parliament for, I think, for Sorwezi. And then the speaker reserved the ruling, which is today she declared. And then looking on these matters for Bowman Lusambo and the others, for Bowman Lusambo, all those petitions were nullified by the High Court. And then others, they appeal to Concord, but Bowman Lusambo didn't. So now, we have, there's people will receive this with mixed feelings. And also I heard the statement from Honorable Chimbakambwe, I think in the evening there. So now the guide, what we have, it's the Constitution. I think in her ruling, she said that for Bowman Lusambo, because Bowman Lusambo didn't appeal, now declared vacant, is not supposed to be part of the business in the parliament. But these the others, they will not be part of the business in parliament, but they will be outside until when the Concord cleared them. That is what she said. So on this ruling, I can say that I think the speaker, I think is in the speaker is in. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, go on.
Hello.
All right, I think he's having some issues. Brother Jason.
Yes, Brother Mona. I think
Brother Jason, your phone is making that sound. I don't know why.
Is it not the network?
Yeah, perhaps. Okay, but go on.
Okay. I think Madam Speaker is in order on our ruling because I'll give this example. If you commit a case, you are taken to court. You are not, you are innocent until you are proven guilty. So now what happened? Let's come to the petition itself. Let me not complicate issues for the listeners to understand. Let's say you have committed murder. They judge you to say you have committed murder and we have sentenced you to so years imprisonment. Wala ingira mfungo, Brother Muna. And if you are to appeal, wala chita appeal, but that doesn't mean when you appeal, you are free now to be out of bars. So petition after the ruling by High Court, that's it was nullified. So it was not in order for the honorable to be attending actually the parliament, because that seat, according to High Court, it is nullified. It is nullified until when the Concord say this seat is nullified. That's where now Balusambo benga kwata po makaya kuwera mulia. Elo benga kwata po makaya kuwera na bachita appeal. But if appeal bapangire, it doesn't mean it has overridden the ruling of the what? The High Court. No, they have to wait. They go into the procedures. So like Brother Moses said, Madam Speaker kept quiet when that incident happened. She never reacted to anything because I'm sure she was not properly informed. She had no adequate information. So after consultation, and I'm sure she was advised, that's why they had taken that action. So according to law, for Shiba, simple explanation. When you are sentenced, it doesn't mean you are free. Even if you appeal, it does not mean that the ruling of the lower court overrides overrides the ruling of higher court until ama proceedings yapita judge. So according to myself, I'm sure Madam Speaker is in order. Is in order. I don't know what you can say about that, Brother Muna.
Yes. So anyway, the main concern, a lot of people are saying, what happened with Margaret Mwanakatwe and Charlotte Scott? What's your response to that? Because a lot of things were happening with Patriotic Front. You can't talk about the rulings that were happening with Patriotic Front because a lot of them were questionable. For example, our ministers were overstaying and the Valungu Bareranda Dawe, I know the law. You can continue staying, and then we later on discovered that Valungu was wrong. So you can't reference situations PF because using the wise words of Kabushi graduate. So that's why people are confusing. And they're trying to point the situation with Margaret Mwanakatwe and Charlotte Scott. So this is going to be a very good revelation because it's going to allow us to properly understand what was actually happening. Anyway, Kabushi graduate. Oh, Brother Jason, you wanted to say something? Okay, before we go to Kabushi, Brother Jason, finish your thoughts.
What I can tell the members of the public is that if we make a mistake to make reference on the ruling which used to happen in PF, we are just going to confuse ourselves and we are going to lose it all as the members of the public. Because them and I know that there was no proper rule of law in PF, to be frank. There was no proper rule of law. What was there if it was imposition, command? When this one is told to say, Mupume nyuyo, that's no wonder we are seeing the incidences whereby somebody is just a police commanding officer. Therefore, vice president, you remember what happened in Kaputa? Because they were working under commands. So we shouldn't make a mistake to make reference on what was happening in PF to what is happening here. At least here, we have seen that professionalism happening in UPND. We are still seeing it. So we are urging the members of the public to say, let us not make a mistake. Because if we begin to make references on wrong things, we are going to lose ourselves and we are going to confuse the whole situation. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Brother Jason. Vakabush?
Yes, Mr. Mona. I think, are we concluding?
Yes, we're about to.
Okay. So I think what I can just say is that since Filafine wa Bowman nanguturanzire, bafuirefe baikala kunganda. Twarera konkoti ya pingula fobine vyachiranda ba Jason Filipo program for ifuirefe yaba. And I think whatever is happening now, apalipazet konopo tureranda. Kairi kwa libat kiwa kwa ara medicine. So the previous government, it needs ilaweta abasungwa chani antidotes. Itwambiro kumona. So nangulo ya kusta visit we sakamana we furwa because for Zambians we want clear picture and information. So kuliba Malanji antidote na tupera, we have given the antidote. Kwa shana kuni mwabe no bastana difaya masits. We are using antidote. Te kweba tiyo nishina wakulowa awe. Turefo okuishibe chishinka ni chisa. Bushewa emine pesa. Inocho nalanda chakweba i previous government. Kwa ifana wadi abantu abalife pompa sawa kweba abananko bali emutina. Nga wafo kuranda ko uli nkalamule buruma. Evereba Jason Machiranda fo bengishe ntoni fwe bwaba. Kairi na ali umfana bambi baona le bwaba netuka not seria. Apo fyo muntu fya kutumina go fya kuipushe bachinja nyot seria. Kachirwa misamune nga mwali umfwe. Na yeyo na ilo de shefe. So apa nga bakustana lifai mwe bantu. Efo nderanda constitution twambo kula ista study. Taufuire waya nga bakukaka area ko bati wali bapali minds. Bali kusunga uya kukot tete bakulekere waya kunganda nomba sana na parliament. So parliament ufire waya kala kunganda walolera concourt nomba ya judging walilubira fefe ne ba Jason Machilanda. So if you want to say affiliate cap mwe bantu pa Z corner, it's the antidote. The antidote apatulie bomfya fwe bantu because apana tukwata certificate ya COVID, so mbira tukwata certificate ya anga nomba na efwe. Tulefwa tufunye anga ya tuishiwe kushanishu tuwa umfuile nsarosho tukwatile certificate ya anga. So we are using antidote. So once ever tulefwa lo each the prevail. Olo ine immunity nda komaisha ponshilefwa immunity waka ifunya mu 2023 apapene tuishiwe referimo kushe Zambia tuleika shani abana besu bakesa mpikara shani. So barusambona mumfa pazeti kona kumwaisa apatura sta discuss ifiri fyonse turaranda tatutsina awe because ngaturemitina tapari oko tukaya kucharo kumbe ko tatwa kuraranda. So you can come here, you also express your thoughts and your views, but the truth is inofo ningaranda fefyakwe bati pali buye mupipe ateti mubepo indara mashirashi nosho government yakale yaibire yaresa mukupera nibire bako bati muibara bamuna ibara lino turedi mabobonse limbine naswa amatabana yasana mkumipera kona mebati yo ukumwika yako but ndebura muibara kairi kwali sabana ili ati ubomba muibara therapy. So twali understand yarama certificate to the certificate of hunger tukaraista touch na sena COVID certificate turefu atuishiwe chinka busha Zambia ya pera pesa. So Mr. Muna iyo ya kwebati ba Lusambo shani ba Madam Speaker balifye bwino. She's just in order because bari ya kunganda bastada echo baba bikira poka ile position bastada baba na in fact na Zambia if yaro fimbira tuseka tatwa ishwe ngani notification twa chireja nimbikwa rifetemu nimbeta twa ishwe fya kuivika ero twasa bika kuona notification filia twaibika ka spice but umuntu nashangira arepo kanenda na mashacharo but bali musta petition umuntu. So mwe bantu ine naranda ba Bowman kwikara kunganda na yambia ma MP akurorereni konko chinga ya pingura nchiafe bwe
to atasha mulobare hande. Good night. All right, so Reverend Brand, give us your concluding remarks, then we start closing the show. Everybody round up your thoughts and then we all give our concluding remarks. 90 seconds or less. Unmute yourself.
Are you able to get me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. In the case of Mr. Lusambo, we just want to encourage you that, you know, what you did to that old man, and these are the consequences. So please go and ask for forgiveness. And possible, you know, this is not the end of everything. Okay, I know Kabushi, I think about changing. So please, go to the farm. We are selling a farm in Malole, so you can contact me. We will give you the piece of land in Malole. And to others, I think let's change the game. No, let's give a game to others. Let the others also play the game. But otherwise, it's a good thing that UPND. Ama cases nani. But you know. I want to find out how did this person who wouldn't have a Get-12 certificate, how did he find himself in a ballot paper? So, but in case all those, just an advice to our brothers who have lost the seats. It's not the end of it. There's life after the parliament. So, kuma farm, where the Mavechi farm, my veggie, then you can also have to be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Brad. Well, today you've been very good to us. Later time we should have a philosophy. I have a question, but we are very happy. I'm playing. Anyway, Brother Moses, give us your concluding remarks. We close the show. I can see Brother Emmanuel has just joined Kuma last. Not tonight, but we'll give you some chance to talk. Brother Moses, give us your concluding remarks.
Okay. Yes, we are geared to have candidates from Kabush constituency to come on that corner and have interviews so that if we need to have graduate which right candidate should they choose and elect to represent them in the parliament. On DP issue, I think this DP or any organization has got a constitution whereby if they wanted just an advice, they could have included there in that constitution. The officer bearers, I don't know how many they might be, but when choosing the president, if they want to choose a president, the officer bearers should sit down and make a decision whereby the article is supporting them, so that that president is not going to have that more power. The officer bearers at a certain time, when that president misbehaves, they have got mandate to expel that president and replace it with another. In that way, it can help. Let them visit their constitution and amend if there are some errors there. Then on the issue of Mr. Lusambo, this man, we are learning something, and I hope
you're from Solwezi, right? You're from Solwezi.
Yes. Yes.
Bowman, than that. Me, I'm the bulldozer. I can even stand in Solwezi and win. Do you think he's got a chance of surviving Solwezi Mabanga? Can he win?
Never. Never. If PF as a party can fail, what for that Lusambo alone? What can he do? Not today. Let him just focus on his life. Maybe if things is going to be in his favor, or it will turn against him, but he should learn something. And this is an example for all MPs, all mayors, all councillors. We need to learn something. Madam Speaker, I think, is in a right position according to the time he has taken and going through on the Constitution of Zambia. This we cannot compare with PF. I don't remember Mr. Speaker, former Mr. Matibini, coming up with any article supporting those who were petitioned by then. I don't. If maybe Mr. Mona, we might have like a clip, you can bring it there so that we get convinced. On that way, I appreciate. I think I rest my case.
All right. Okay. So have a good one. Have a good night. So, Brother Jason, your concluding remarks.
Thank you so much, Brother Muna. I think in conclusion, I just want to echo these thoughts to say we are urging the UND that at the end of their tenure, we don't want to come and start analyzing them the way we are analyzing PF. That will mean wasting our time, wasting our resources, and actually continue sacrificing us to the imperialists. So what I'm urging the UPND government, and I believe there is an intel for UPND government, which is following us, which is watching us, we are urging you to say, in as much as you are working on economic recovery, you should also think of restoration of social order in our country. Because if you are full of there was too much corruption, there was too much abuse, there was too much anomalies across board in all systems of the government. You can imagine Examination Council of Zambia honestly endorsing somebody who doesn't have a grade 12 certificate. What is so we are saying UPND ngamulefwa kuchita command respect na loyalty ya electorate ya Zambia. Bombe cheni, bombe cheni. And the only way you can do that, I'm sure, begin to embrace the local entrepreneur. Actually, who are going to help you boost the economy, bring them on board, invest heavily in the national security, work with ZICTA so that utuma phone calls ututule mitoroka pamuru to akwebati batumira kwa high court kuri akai system tabala pasa bwino, so that as you are investigating you are able to visit Bazikta. What do you have about these guys? So and so. Invest in DEC, invest in SEC, so that at least there is promotion of professionalism in our country. Last and not the least, I'm saying for you, the UPND government, Nangule Fiali Kosashani, I'm sure we can also emulate Rwanda. I love Paul Kagame, though most people, they call him a dictator and the like. But I love that guy. You know, because he has taken a step which has actually seen Rwanda to be in a second world economy, like I call it myself. So let us consider also the social payment to the populace of this country. Because actually, these are the same people who are used to quell frustration among the citizens. Because they are not part of the national development. So let us see work. I'm sure about PF Bari Ambado and Tafiari Wino, but let us go on the ground, the social payment, and be able to identify people abengafuirishiwa. By so doing, mwalasanga chutuma crimes tuala apwa, utuma crimes tuwa kubomfemi sepelas, kadas tuala apwa and the like, because everyone is empowered. And by so doing, people are going to be loyal to you. People are going to respect you. They are going to actually protect you. No one will just come with a chitenge, with a t-shirt, and be able to manipulate their mind. So today, Mirombo Kwebati, as you are considering working on the economic recovery, work also on social order recovery, because if you are in to ground, and teaching Gamia for social order recovery. Pama structures ya pa ground, power D, pa constituency, more checking what is happening from time. Use intel from time to time, check what is happening on the ground. Pama structures party, because those underground structures, actually, those are ones abo now lama parties. And it is the genesis, they are a breeding ground actually, where corruption is born. So we are saying, do the right thing. As you are thinking of economic recovery, you cannot do it in the absence of not controlling the social order recovery. Thank you so much, Brother Moon, and good night.
All right, have a good night, Brother Jason. Thank you very much to all my panelists who joined us. Obviously, we have been Z Corner, your community TV station, and we obviously heard all the different opinions from a lot of you. I really enjoyed reading your comments, and I just want to take this humble opportunity to say thank you to everybody that usually supports us, because I know there's the usual suspects. For example, I think Mary and Carol, they are usually supporting us. So I just want to say big shout out to everybody who tunes into, people who always watch our program. We just want to say thank you. We really appreciate you, and without you, we are literally nothing. So this is one of the reasons why we are so thankful, because Ichalo Vandu, and without you, we couldn't be having this particular platform. So a round of applause to everybody that supports Z Corner on a daily basis and on a regular basis. So we are your servants. We are here to serve you. And we're going to be here tomorrow again, 8 p.m. Zambian time, which is Central African time. And we're going to be doing our thing. So I really hope that you guys are going to be able to tune in tomorrow. And I'm almost done, because I usually drink this is 700 milliliters of water. So every time I'm having like a show, I usually drink a lot of water, because that really helps me get hydrated. And one thing that Dr. Aaron Mujajati always keeps on telling Zambians is drink a lot of water, because if you look at most of our population, Abaome especially, they look dehydrated as hell. So while you're watching Z Corner, always make sure you grab yourself some water. And by the time we're done, you should be done with about at least 1 liter of water. And in case you guys drink a little bit of something, you can always drink something and sip something by the side, but always have your water with you. So if you take coffee, you can always do that. Anyway, that was just me mumbling around because I'm very long-winded, in case you didn't really know, because this is what I do. And yeah, so have a great night. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing your faces tomorrow. And remember, kindly share this live stream on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups. I can see there's a number of you, but you guys didn't really get to share for some reason. You know, so take 1 second of your life, share this video on your timeline, especially if you are watching us on Facebook. So, lukabonana kamuso, meaning we're going to see each other tomorrow. So have a great time. Be blessed, be good, and remember, stay hustling. All right. Okay. Good night. Bye.